specific.
It's compression ignition.
Yeah, this is compression ignition, but it's not a diesel cycle.
Oh, diesel.
It's crude oil or refined oil?
Well, it depends on your crude oil. This will run just fine on Pennsylvania crude. It would not run on California or Oklahoma or Texas crude.
High sulfide, yeah.
Well, and those oils out west are asphaltic.
Oh, they're thicker.
Yeah, the Pennsylvania crude just looks like diesel fuel.
Wow.
Same color.
Wow.
Same consistency.
Wow.
The guys who know all about these must be disappearing. How do you keep the knowledge up?
We have 17-year-old high school girls here that know this stuff.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, you have books on it, the old books. They explain.
Yeah,
There's manuals and.
There's still a lot of young people interested in this here.
Yeah, okay.
That's amazing. The girls get their head around how it works.
I did a diesel engineering course when I left school.
Well, I was surprised in Ventura, California one time I found a cabinet maker who was like 29 years old. He would replicate perfectly Victorian wood craftsmanship. You would find like in Irish bars and English bars. So there's a whole younger generation is getting back into talent and craftsmanship and learning the old school things.
I have faith in the future.
Good.
So this is a hit and miss, Governor?
No.
No, it isn't.
No, that adjusts how much fuel is allowed to dribble into the cup during each cycle.
Yep. So the weights again?
Yep.
Yeah.
This engine back here is sort of interesting. This is a Nash engine.
The vertical?
Yeah, designed by Nash, a fellow named Nash, and sold by the National Meter Company in New York City. It's built into a subbase. It's a generating set. The most interesting part of this is that the engine still has its original 3 sets of cylinder heads.
Yeah.
And 1 set is stamped producer gas, 1 set is stamped natural gas, and 1 set is stamped gasoline.
Is that right?
And each set has a different compression ratio.
Yeah, okay.
And they each one run at a different time. You don't run them together, right?
That's right. You would.
So
you would pick the set of cylinder heads depending on what kind of fuel the engine is going to run.
So,
I have no idea why someone would buy an engine this expensive 110 years ago and not know what kind of fuel they were going to run.
Yeah.
so it's an alternate fuel engine,
I guess.
a backup for several different supplies.
It'd be a quicker thing to start, wouldn't it?
They had been air starting it, but yeah, one of the problems with these is they didn't start cold very easily.
Yeah.
Another National Transit Model 4, a little smaller size. Another St. Mary's engine, this time it's a...
St. Mary's, Pennsylvania?
No, St. Mary's, Ohio.
Oh.
Which is at the end of the Slime Lake
Oh.
in northwestern Ohio. This is the rest of it.
Electric generator.
The engine is air started, and it has to be in a specific position to start it. When you stop it, it never stops in the correct position. So there's a really safe trial. This is a Dealer Bird diesel engine. It is a diesel engine. Dealer Bird was a machine works in New York City. They're also credited with inventing the window air conditioner. This one is just kind of arrived here and is still on the truck. This is a Patton Brothers engine with a built-in 2-cylinder gas compressor on it that's operated with outboard connecting rods.
Yeah, right.
Now, did someone donated that to you?
No, this is privately owned. This is on loan.
Oh, no.
So,
You're expected to get it going, or
Well, it's a joint effort.
when do you do your work on engine stuff? Weekends or?
Some guys come every day.
You know, there's enough volunteers here that there's someone working here almost every weekend.
Yeah, right.
This is one of my favorites also.
Yeah.
This is a Bessemer type OD diesel engine.
is it the same Bessemer that came up with the Bessemer process from steel, or that was like a relative, or is there any relationship at all?
Yes, but it's an odd one.
Oh,
The Bessemer steelmaking process was revolutionary.
correct.
And you know, today, turbocharging is sort of revolutionary. Everything's turbocharged. Your lawnmower, in fact, you know, everyone puts that word on everything. You can buy a turbo toothbrush.
Yeah, right.
That's right. Yeah.
The Bessemer steelmaking process was so impressive that when this engine company started business, they were looking around for a buzzword to name their engines.
Oh.
So they called it a Bessemer engine. Had nothing to do with anyone that worked for the company.
Okay.
Had nothing to do with the steelmaking process except they used the word.
What about copyright then?
Well, patents.
Patents?
Yeah.
Well, the patent wasn't a problem because they weren't making steel,
Yeah, yeah.
and apparently the name wasn't copyrighted.
Registered, yeah, right.
Plus,
Trademark, yeah.
Plus, you know, if you copyright a name, usually that only protects you if someone wants to make something similar and use that name. Like, you know, the name Cadillac, you know, the high value car, or at least high price car. If you wanted to make another car, another company, you wanted to call it Cadillac, you would have difficulty with that in this country. But there's a
Big time.
Cadillac brand dog food that even uses sort of the same monogram that used to be on the
Yeah.
front of the Cadillac.
That's right.
There's no problem with that because you're sort of not
Income.
exactly infringing on,
You're not in competition.
right, or you're not impacting the reputation necessarily. But this engine, it's a full diesel engine, it's ugly, and it has this pre-combustion chamber out here.
Yeah.
And to start this engine, you open this breech plug
Yeah.
and light this blowtorch
Oh, okay.
and heat a pin here that sort of connects with a chamber that's in here.
Yeah.
And you heat on that for a while, and when intuition says it's hot enough, you throw a burning rag in there, shut
Oh,
the
my.
blowtorch off, put this plug back in,
It'd be pretty
tighten
quick.
it up, crank the engine, and it starts. And then this area under here is uncooled. It's not water jacketed, but this lid is water jacketed. There's a water
Yep.
connection here, and there's
Yeah.
another one somewhere here. This pot is full of mercury,
Yeah, right.
and when the engine heats up, that mercury starts to boil.
Yeah, it turns
Yeah.
into vapor.
And when it boils, the vapor comes up and then condenses on the underside of this lid that's water cooled. So this pre-combustion chamber stays at exactly the boiling temperature of mercury, which is around 500 degrees, which is just like perfect for diesel engine operation.
Well, I'll be blown.
My
You
God.
wouldn't want to breathe the jolly fumes, though, would you?
Well, that's right. If you developed a leak in that, you know, you'd turn blue and your hair would fall out. And
So there was a lot of coordination starting this thing up, and you had to be pretty quick.
yeah,
Burn your fingers otherwise.
No health and safety
I like I said,
rules
man.
in those
Like-
days.
Yeah, you'll get it running.
well,
Get it working big end.
yeah, it's sort of running condition. I think they're rebabbing the bearing.
Yep.
Well, I heard a guy say that, you know, early farm industry was one of the most dangerous industries to be in because all these open parts flying around. And how much do they know about the science of the thing and the heat and the...
Well, you know, a lot of the early farm tractors, the seat was a tin pan that hung out over the drawbar.
Oh,
And,
God.
you know, if you fell off that seat or fell asleep, you were under the harrow before you know what happened, you know?
Health and safety wasn't
What
wrong.
are you saying that farming was the most dangerous industry? In our world, I was at a health and safety lecture, and when he knew we were farmers' wives, he nearly turned red in the face trying to get the message across that there's more deaths on the farm than anywhere else in the workplace. So it's still within those dangerous places.
Wow.
Well, and you need some dangerous occupations so that your population doesn't get full of careless people. What do they say? If you make something idiot-proof, then only idiots will operate it.
You're right, yeah.
You're
We had our last death on the farm, an elderly guy, late 70s, gone, and started the engine standing between the wheels. Jump started, wasn't in neutral, over the top of him, and that was the end of him.
Track went round, and over you go.
The poor person was found and has to live with that sight, but and the guys are still doing it. I know, I saw that the other day.
Well, there was, in this country the other day, for our 4th of July celebration, some guy decided he was going to launch a commercial fireworks by sitting on the top of his head and waving.